So you didn't get to see him much yesterday because...
Meetings.
7 meetings.
Yeah.
That's why I was out. That's why I was like on top of other reasons. I decided to go to the end of Iber to the beach because I was like, yay. But yeah, he was 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11:30. It just, his times didn't make sense. And I was like, when are you going to eat? I don't know.
9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 11:30, 1 o'clock, and 1:30.
So what happens when the beginning of a thing happens? It's a sprint thing.
Yes, that thing.
Yeah. Because everyone's got to get organized and figure out what they're doing for the next 2 weeks.
Not to mention, figure out what we did in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, all right. So you had to. So one of the meetings was, what am I doing on this other project? One of the meetings was, okay, let's wrap everything up. Okay. And then the next meeting after that was, okay, so what did we not do last week that we're going to do this week? And what new are we doing this week? What is that? Is that the minutes? Old business, new business?
Yeah.
Is that like a BS parliamentary order or something like that? No, that's the I concede to the gentleman from the southern district of the western side of North Dakota.
Yeah, that's...
I hate that.
That's parliamentary proceedings.
But the thing where like even like tiny ass little clubs, like,
keeping track of what happens in meetings is the minutes.
Whatever. I hate that. It forces people to not think normally and naturally. So they tend to get flustered about what they're doing. And I saw that. I get it when you have large meetings, you need to do stuff like that. Or people that don't see each other every day. Like,
or super official meetings.
Well, I was going to say like monthly neighborhood meetings where you really only see like 5 people, but there's a whole 50 in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Cool. Need to get everybody on track. But you guys see each other every day.
Yeah, we talk all the time.
Yeah, so doing this whole like old business, new business, it's... But
we don't.
I know, but it's the concept of wrapping up the previous one and starting up the next one, which is why I talked about old business, new business.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put it out there so that you have a reference mostly. We have 3 things that happen on the first Monday of a sprint. We have a sprint review in which we talk about what happened, what we completed in the last 2 weeks. We have sprint planning, which is what we're expecting to do in the next 2 weeks. And then we have a sprint retro, which is how we feel about what happened in the last 2 weeks.
I could literally hear Frank about that last part. How do you, and it makes me think of Star Trek 4. How do you feel? I do not understand the question. How do you feel? It understands that you're half human, Spock. But I do not have feelings. I'm Vulcan. How do you feel? And the thing is just like his mom and him are having a background. You can hear this little like Microsoft computer voice. How do you feel? Oh my God! Isn't it nice? Isn't it cool? It's just like the best. It's the same bike. They tightened the brakes. They fixed the gearing. They pumped up the tires. But oh, that's the front one. It's the same bike. I stood next to a broken coffee machine for about 10 minutes while she fixed it. To be fair, it's better on them to fix a bike than to replace it, because they may find out, I don't know. I'm here at Oast. I'm gonna head by Yumbo, then the butcher, then the baker, and then I'm gonna figure out what to do, because I feel motivated to, not have such a bad thing. Maybe it's the camera. Maybe the camera's making me look fat. Yeah, blame the camera. Yes, it tastes exactly like you think. I'm not joking. I've tried it. like, I started getting a weird, like, oh dude, I'm getting high. I'm not. But it sure tastes like it. So, otherwise I'm yelling at you guys. Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold is on, so it's super loud. Yeah, thanks. I just meant to pause. Power off, disconnected, whatever. So I sent a picture to Cheery this morning of the skate park. And I was like, what in the hell? It's like, Dutch kids have no idea what being in school is. And he gets back to me and he goes, it's herfstvakantie. For those of you not in the know, as is, you know, understanding Dutch, herfst is autumn. I was like, herfst, in February. Herfst. Herfst is Sept tot en met Noof. September up into including November, also a bit of December, but that's just weird. But that's the thing. Herfstvakantie, maybe wintervakantie. Vroege lentevakantie. Oh yeah. Still, Cherry hasn't gotten back to me. But the girl at the butcher did. But the girl at the butcher did she did confirm this is voorjaarvakantie, which is just first year, early year. It's like their spring break. I would say lentevakantie. She goes, well, that too, but it never takes place in spring. I'm like, that's true. Okay. So, I don't know why Cherry called it that. But there are children everywhere. But it's nice to have life in the skate park. Just wish that Porterhouse had some life in it. Sit down at a bar and drink a pint of overpriced beer. You know, that's starting to sound not nearly as bad as it did before. I was like, man, I'm spending like €8 for a fucking pint of beer. The same kind of beer that would cost me like €2 if I got it from a store and opened my own bottles. But now I'm like,